Happy Monday, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. This is Dr. Demia here. Thank you for tuning in. I know that I usually hop on every Monday and have some really valuable information to share with you, typically for our school leaders who are in the work right now. And I just wanted to hop on. I really don't have a specific structure for today because I just wanted to make sure that I'm hopping on because I'm not in my typical environment and had some things that were conflicting with my schedule. But I wanted to commit to you all and make sure that I'm hopping on for two reasons. One is that I have been engaging, and I would love for you to share in what you have been experiencing as well, is that I've been engaging with some school leaders who have really, really been feeling the weight of school leadership right now. Like there is this heaviness that school leaders, public school principals to be specific, are feeling in this moment. And it is widespread. It is not just in one pocket, it's not just in urban schools. It is in schools where adults are leading other adults who are standing in front of children. And I want to share with you some of the things that I've been hearing and just want to hear in the comments, is this something as a leader, especially a school leader, that you are experiencing? So I'm hearing and school leaders talk about the frustration of dealing with one, behaviors, right? Like the behaviors of students, especially now because a lot of districts have moved to SEL, which is a social emotional learning aspect, and is less punitive. So they're feeling the pressure and the frustration of that, right? And not so much that kids are engaging in this in behaviors, unwanted behaviors, but how adults are reacting to children who are engaging in these behaviors and trying to find a balance of making sure that students receive the consequences that they should be receiving, but also making sure that there's a balance of empathy and understanding, right? So I'm hearing a lot of that. And then I'm hearing that principals, and these are principals that I've been communicating with, like I've been collecting data around this, right? And I'm hearing that principals are having struggles with communicating with families, that there are some families that are really hard to reach and communicate with. And again, this is a thing that when I was a principal, I completely understand it. As a principal, there were some families that it was just difficult for me to reach and communicate in a way that was most beneficial for the student. But I kept working at it, which is the work that school leaders are doing, principals are doing, but they're exhausted in this work. So they're feeling the pressure and the frustration from the behaviors and the adults reacting to the behaviors. They're feeling the pressure and the frustration from the adults, whether it's the staff or the parents, right? So the school community, and the feeling this overall pressure and weight naturally from the district because they're expecting things to occur in a school building that shows that there's movement, that there's progress. So there's all of these pressures that our school principals are feeling right now. School principals are burnt out. I'm seeing it time and time again. I'm hearing it over and over again that they are literally burnt out. And so this raises a concern because without strong leadership, what happens to our schools? Right. And I talk often about how we need to change the status quo. And a lot of times people who have these ideas and suggestions about what's best for schools haven't experienced it in the way that you do as a school leader or how I did as a school leader. Right. There are moments, especially now in October. This is now November. Sorry. The first quarter is over. This is the time when staff, your teachers, especially your new teachers, are deciding whether or not this is the job for them. This is the time now where your staff are feeling like once Thanksgiving is over, I'm not coming back. And this is also the time where you as a school leader need to tap into that energy that you are feeling in your staff, because October was a long month. October and March are always the hardest months of the school year because they're long with no breaks, right? So tapping into the energy that you are feeling as a leader is so pivotal. Here's the challenge with that, though, is that when you're tapping into the energy of your staff Who's tapping into yours? You, as the school leader, are pulling off all this energy from your staff, from your students, and you are responsible for making sure that that energy stays elevated. Who's tapping into yours? Who's tapping into yours to protect your energy? Who's tapping into yours to keep you going and moving forward, right? And so I wanted to hop on, not with any specific set of strategies to talk about today, but just to share with you that there is something that is happening across this country with our school principals, that and school principals, you all deserve to have the support that you need. You deserve to have a system or systems in place where you're not feeling exhausted all the time. You deserve to leave work maybe an hour or 45 minutes after school is closed, right? This is about building systems. And so I wanted to hop on really quick to share that this data that I've been collecting from various places is real. Like, I'm in some Facebook groups with school leaders, and all you hear, 9 out of 10 of the posts that go up on these groups, principals are frustrated. Principals are tired. Principals are concerned about their own well-being because they have to be there for everybody else and be the elevator, be the person who's keeping the energy high. But who's keeping their energy high? Who's helping to support and guide you all as school leaders so that you are not feeling the brunt of all of the work that you have to do? Believe me, I know, I understand. Okay? I wanted to share this with you just so that you can think about it and to share in the comments, like, where, if you are a school leader, if you know someone who's a school leader, if you are a person whose family member is a school leader, a principal, an assistant principal, a dean, share in the comments, where have you had to step in and say to that person that you love, like, you're working too much. This is too much. I remember early in my principalship, in my career, I would come home and at the dining room table have my laptop out, books, things that we were working on in this school. And sometimes I would actually fall asleep at the table. And my daughter would come downstairs and say, Mom, you need to go upstairs to go to bed. So pay attention to the signs at home. Pay attention to those things that where you know your boundaries as a school leader are extending into your personal well-being. Right? Pay attention to those signs. They are there. So I want to invite you now. First, share in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about this. I'd love to continue this conversation and keep it going. But I also want to share with you that I have a webinar coming up November 20th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's only 60 minutes. So as you school leaders, usually at 9:30, you've already done your welcome to school, everybody, and you have some time that you can carve out. You can even be playing it in the background. So I have a webinar coming up November 20th, the top 3 mistakes school leaders make that lead to low staff morale and how you can avoid them and create a healthy culture instead. Something has got to give. We need you. Okay? So are you ready to break the cycle of exhaustion and build a stronger school culture? Of course you are. So as a school leader, I know that you're committed to your staff's well-being, but even the most dedicated leaders like yourself, you can unknowingly make mistakes that affect morale because what about who's protecting your morale and your energy, right? So the truth is you shouldn't have to normalize exhaustion. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do it to achieve great results. There are ways that you can go about doing that. And so this webinar is going to start the conversation to help you create a healthier, more vibrant culture for your team. It is November 20th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? It is absolutely free. You'll learn about the 3 top morale damaging mistakes that often leaders make. I made it myself as a new leader, right? And discover strategies from my framework, Change the Narrative, to build trust and engagement, right? And receive actionable solutions that you can implement right away. And this is the perfect time because you're in quarter 2. This is Thanksgiving. Next month is the holidays. A lot of people, like, this is the perfect time for you to come to this webinar so that you can start to plan with your leadership team about how to implement the strategies that I'm going to share with you at this webinar. Okay. Plus, I have a little something extra to surprise to share with you as well. So, spots are limited, and I'm keeping the spots limited because I really want to focus on a very close, intimate session. Okay. There's only 25 spots. I'm not having a big 100 people, 200 people, very small, very intimate. 25 spots. Registration is open now. I will drop the link in the comments. Register and secure your spot right away. I need you to mark your calendars to attend this because these strategies here are going to set the tone and help you to start thinking about how you can protect your well being as a school leader. Okay. That's all I got for you today. Put your comments in down below. I'd love to keep the conversation going, and I will see you November 20th in the webinar room. Have a great day, everybody.